guys, Julia Wandell, for those that don't know, the woman who claimed to be Madeleine McCann, and basically stalked the McCanns for quite some time, is facing her trial this week. Okay. For those that don't know, we have been following this story, I think, for a number of years on my channel. There was a woman on social media who, by the name of Julia Wandell, some of you guys may be familiar, she came online claiming to be Madeleine McCann, right? And this has been a thing that's been happening for like 3 years at this point, where she came and she was claiming to be Madeleine McCann, doctored up some photos to make it look like she was the missing Madeleine McCann, and really kind of inserted herself in her name and took this to the extreme with her and along her supporters, to go as far as to stalking and harassing the McCanns. So she picked up charges. She's been sitting behind bars awaiting for her trial. Well, apparently, there is somebody who was at the court today by the name of Lawrence Prestige. Let's get into his Facebook post because apparently he's got some updates about what happened in court today. The prosecution opens in trial of Julia Wandell and Karen Sprague. The prosecution opens its case this afternoon with the statement, "Can we make it clear that Julia Wandell is not Madeleine McCann?" The remark prompted visible emotions from the defendant. Wandell 24 wept and appeared distressed as the opening statement was read in court. Miss Wandell, seated in the dock, became visibly upset, rising to her feet before being comforted and embraced by her co-defendant Karen Sprague at the rear of the dock. Wandell and co-defendant Karen Sprague, 61, are jointly charged with stalking, causing serious alarm and distress to members of the McCann family between June 2022 and February 2025. Both defendants stood together in the dock as the prosecution outlined its case. Mr. Duck KC told the jury that the defendant had clung to the myth that Wandell was Madeleine McCann and had allegedly pursued the McCann's family via email, telephone, and through attempts to make contact in person at their home and in their local area. And let's not forget, I know that this is their statement, let's not forget that they were also like here on YouTube, lighting fires to Julia about her being a McCann. And there was a lot of content creators that promoted that liked that were okay with that. I don't know. I feel like some of these content creators, in my opinion, are partially responsible for why Julia Wandell is in the situation that she's at. I'm going to say that publicly, in my opinion. Let's keep going. The court heard that the prosecution intends to show evidence of altered photographs and the use of artificial intelligence application allegedly used to support Wandell's claim of being the missing child. Oh, Lord have mercy. Didn't we say that too? Didn't we tell? I know I was one, and there was other channels such as the real Julia Wandell. I believe she's changed her name recently. Other people on Facebook, shout out to that Facebook page that has followed this diligently. There have been so many people. A lot of us have said that she was altering these photos. Jurors were told that Wandell had repeatedly attempted to contact members of the McCann's family, including through calls made to the hospital where the McCanns work and by attempting to reach Jerry McCann via email. According to the prosecution, Wandell also sent messages to one of the Madeleine McCann's younger siblings. The court heard that her initial message read, "I know you won't answer me. I'm the girl who went viral saying she thinks she's Madeleine McCann." The prosecution said further messages were sent containing statements such as, "I remember playing in the garden, and I remember you hugging me." The jury was told that the Wandells allegedly obtained a telephone number for Kate McCann and made more than 60 attempts to contact her. A short section of a voicemail was played to the court in which Wandell's voice urged Kate McCann not to give up on your daughter and referred to large corruption out there and things that only you, I, and Jerry would know. The prosecution said that the evidence will also be presented from a Polish charity, which claims Wandelt previously contacted them alleging that she might be the other missing girls before asserting that she could be Madeleine McCann. I told you guys this in my previous videos. This girl was claiming to be other missing girls before landing on Madeleine McCann. Madeleine McCann was the one that made her go viral. She was like 3 other missing people, guys. So the prosecution now has all this information, which I mean, this was public. A lot of YouTubers and Facebookers knew this. Co-defendant Karen Sprague's role in the alleged offenses is expected to be outlined later this week. Sprague's family and friends were present in court offering visible support. Madeleine McCann disappeared in Portugal in 2007, shortly after before her 4th birthday. The prosecution told the court that ongoing conspiracy theories have continued to cause deep distress in the McCann family since her disappearance. The prosecution opening is due to continue tomorrow. The defense has yet to outline the case for Wandell and Sprague. So you mean to tell me, guys, they literally opened the case with letting the people know that very quickly. Can we make it clear that Julia Wandell is not Madeleine McCann? Julia Wandell knows she's not Madeleine McCann. She knows that. And it's funny because in the last couple months, I haven't even really publicly talked about this. I had left a comment on Surjit Sinclair's page, right? Somebody who was like a really huge prominent supporter of Julia Wandell. You know, this was somebody that was around when Fia Johansson was around. Like all these people that were pushing to say that this is Madeleine McCann, or we believe that this is Madeleine McCann. And they have changed their tune so much so. I mean, I just can't believe it took them this long. But now, like between the internet, the supporters, people have really pushed Julia to, and let me be very clear. I believe that Julia holds a huge responsibility in this behavior of hers, mental health or not, right? Because there's a lot of people that bear a lot of, they bear mental illness and whatnot. They don't go out there harassing people. I mean, regardless of what the conspiracy theory may be. And let me just say this for the record, I don't believe that the McCanns are innocent in any of anything, if that makes sense. But as it pertains to this woman being Madeleine McCann, she's not Maddie. She hasn't been Maddie. DNA test was done. Like there's nothing else to it. They pushed her, and the prosecution is saying, let's be very clear, you're not Madeleine McCann. And this is how far you went to alter photos and markings just to make you be Madeleine McCann. We all saw it and we called it, and a lot of us would debunk everything that she would put out there, and we would get a lot of hate for it. And like I said, there's a lot of specific creators that really pushed her to do the things that she did because they felt like that's who she was. And now she's behind bars, and she can thank those creators for that too. She really could. She could thank the supporters that really pushed her to do all this. This woman is not that. Now, I've done so many videos on this. Been so many people who have alleged to have been Madeleine McCann, so much so that it was a TikTok trend. Okay? Please note that. I'm going to be following this because I'm so curious to know what this is going to what's going to happen. Of course, the trial's not here. It's, in the UK, so that's a whole different area. But whatever updates we get, we're definitely going to talk about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.